miscues, turnovers, things like that. But overall, just hard-fought game from both teams, and it came down to the last few plays of the game, and Towns hit a tough shot going to his left hand off the glass. We get a look at the end of the game. I thought BI had a good look. We just missed it.
Yeah, that was the play you wanted, and I mean you're going to take that every day.
We'll take it. Put the ball in his hands, 5 seconds. Allow him to get to his spot, raise up, and unfortunately, it just didn't go down tonight.
Yeah, you guys led by as much as 14 in the fourth. What did you kind of see with the offense that kind of slowed down, that allowed them kind of get back in the game?
I thought the turnovers, we didn't get back in transition. Nikhil Alexander Walker hit a 3 in transition. We kind of just a sense of urgency, and it's what we talked about even Denver, a minute and 50 left, and we give up 8 points in 51 seconds. And so tonight, similar. Like we have to execute down the stretch and take care of the basketball. So those are areas that we can improve. But overall, I love our effort. I love our energy. Guys came out and played exactly how we wanted them to. We just didn't do enough in the fourth.
And it seemed like B.I. was, really upset after missing that last shot through his headband and to the crowd. Was there a message that you kind of gave to him, or he's in the locker room or something like that, kind of being disappointed after missing a shot like that?
No, not right now. I mean, it's an emotional game, so I allow the guys to have some time to unwind a bit. But he knows that we trust putting the ball in his hands, and I'm sure he, would love to have that shot back.
And there was also a point in the fourth quarter where you kind of coaching up Dyson. I think after one of those turnovers, I guess what kind of lessons did he learn tonight as he's kind of figuring out the responsibility of being a starting point guard and taking care of the ball?
He's got to take care of the basketball. Dyson is doing a lot of things good on the floor, first and foremost. Rebounding the ball, learning how to run the offense. He's attacking offensively, getting into the paint and finishing. He's making plays for his teammates, but sometimes just the careless turnovers, we have to be careful of those because you can see the stat sheet. They had 18 points off 17 turnovers. If we take care of the basketball, there's more possessions for us, more quality shots, and it allows us to get our defense set.
JV had a pretty big night off back-to-back, handling the top front court. Just can you speak about his performance and what he's able to bring to the table?
JV has been awesome for us this season. Everything that we ask him to do, he's doing it. He's a warrior. He practices every game, tries to play in every game. And it's good to see him have nights like this, multiple nights where he puts it together. The dude, he works hard. He worked hard at it. And, it's really a joy to coach him.
Going back to that mark when you guys were up 14 points and then they rally up 27, and you're referencing the Denver game. What happens in between those two instances where the defense just seems to fold and the other team goes on the scoring run?
A lot of times it's our offense. It's either we're turning the ball over or we taking ill-advised shots and the ball's not moving side to side and we're not running anything. Now teams rebounding and they're trying to play fast to get back into the game. And, the sense of urgency has to go up when we get a lead. And we did a great job. Our guys worked their tails off to maintain the lead throughout the course of the game. This is a growth moment for us. We just got to continue to grow knowing that we can do it. Now we have to guard it. We have to guard it and guard it with everything we have and not just give points back.
Right. And, of course, the offense itself, talk about the moments where it's stymied. You guys have a lot of moving parts with injuries or people guys coming up bench or resting. How much does the rotations playing a factor into the inconsistency late in the game?
Well, it's a factor. It's definitely a factor, and it's our reality right now. But Minnesota's not going to feel sorry for us, and no other team is, and so we can't either. We have to, realize that we have enough in our locker room to go out and compete and execute.
What did you kind of see on that last position where Cat gets a big shot? Is that kind of what you guys want to do? Let Dyson kind of have that responsibility right there?
Yeah, he hit a tough shot, and he's capable of doing that. I thought defense was solid. But give him credit for sure.
And I think their possession right before that was the one where he missed the 2 shots and you guys can't get the defensive rebound.
Yep.
How tough is that when you're trying to emphasize that so much with this team?
It was a tough one. I got to go back and look exactly to see what happens. I thought Najee had it, and I don't know if Gobert was behind him or something like that, but ball just looked like it slipped out his hands or he got hit or something like that. But that's another possession. You secure the rebound. We're up. Now we get to go down and execute again.
These last 3 games, you're going up against the top 3 teams currently conference. But you go out 2-1 at the back end
Yeah.
of it, and arguably could have been 3-0.
Yeah.
What do these 3 games tell you about the team? I know you want 10-game sample sizes, but there's 3 games.
It gives us the opportunity to see what we're capable of. We know we're capable night in and night out of being one of the top teams in the West and in the NBA. But it takes work. It takes work. It takes some health. We got to get healthy, get all our guys back. But I love what we're seeing from our young guys, from Dyson, from Hawk. Matt Ryan's coming in, giving us a lift. And we'll just continue to grow. I think we're going to be a better team for going through some of the things that we're going through early in the season. Thank you.
All right, man. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate y'all joining us in this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report entitled Pelicans Fall Short to the T-Wolves 121 to 120 rather. A very winnable game for the Pelicans. We just couldn't get it to go our way. Very unfortunate. Pelicans lose the matchup, man. And it's and a lot of people kind of looking at this thing and they're saying to themselves, yo, how did we, lose this game? Everything seemed to was in hand. Everything seemed like it was going to be in hand. And we had it. We did have this one. So shout out to the fan. We're going to recap this one on the Pelican Postgame Report on Big Q. Feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed, man. We up in this thing. So shout out to all of the faithful, the flock in the building. Much love to you guys. Yeah, this was a tough one. We definitely wanted to have that 3-game winning streak going on. We most certainly had it within our hands. And, I think a lot of things fell flat for us, especially in the second half in that fourth quarter in particular, where, they went up and scored 36 points on us in the fourth quarter. We were only able to put up 25. The turnovers in that quarter as well, it was just not a good look for us. And then once we finally were able to get on the back end of the game where, a lot of people want to talk about Ingram's, not just the miss at the end of the game, but the free throw that Ingram missed, even though he was 7 of 9. Let me just say that. BI was 7 of 9 tonight, 7 of 9 shooting the ball from the foul line. He was 7 of 9. That's pretty damn good numbers for BI, but of course, it's where you miss those. And that was a critical one. We really needed him to hit that free throw on the back end of the game. And had he did that, that would have tied the game at 121 to 121 and have forced an overtime situation. So we got, and I know he was frustrated by that because that's something that we've been alluding to. We've been talking about that for some time now, that, even though tonight the Pelicans were 87% shooting from the foul line, 87%, which was a very good mark, one of the highest marks that they had during this young season. But it's, of course, where you miss those at. If we hit that, man, it's a different ball game. So it's just a learning lesson. So let's go over the team statistics, family. We got the link pinned into the chat. Tonight we'll be opening up the chat for family members to kind of express it and get it off their chest tonight about what they think about the Pelicans. Y'all can feel free to chime in. It's pinned. The chat line is pinned to the chat. We'll get you in there after we go over the stats. 44 of 86. The Pelicans with 51.2% from the field today. Very good. And then, of course, you look at what Minnesota did. They were 43 of 80 for 54%. Shooting the 3-pointers. Pelicans at one point in the first half, they were shooting 70%. It was 7 of 10 from downtown. Then, of course, it all averaged out. 12 of 29 by the Pelicans for a really good 41.4% shooting from downtown. T-Wolves got going to 13 of 31 for 42%. Pelicans were 20 of 23 from the foul line for 87% flat, which is damn good. But, like we said, we need one more free throw could have changed the total demographic of the game. 22 out of 27 for 81.5%. were the T-Wolves. 40 rebounds versus 33 by the T-Wolves. The Pelicans had 13 offensive rebounds against the T-Wolves. They were battling on the boards, making things happen. It was a very scrappy game. The intensity, the effort was there. But fundamentally speaking, when it came down to the stretch, of the turnovers. We had to pour a few breakdowns defensively in the back end of the game, and the Timberwolves just took advantage of the Pelicans. At one point, they scored like 8 straight points to kind of push this thing, and then of course you see Big Cat just came out and took the game. The closeout toward, you had Dyson Daniels guarding Big Cat, and then the help didn't come until Big Cat was down, already down into the paint with a bank shot off just adjusted in midair with a bank shot. So, I mean, very, interesting stuff like that. But anyway, 29 assists by the T-Wolves versus 27 by the Pelicans. 9-6 on the steals, 7-5 on the blocks advantage. T-Wolves, 17 turnovers by the Pelicans, 18 points off versus 14 by the T-Wolves with 18 points off. 15-12 on the fast break. The Pelicans even won the point in the paint battle, 50-48. So it was it just was a man. It's one of those things you look at and you think, you're like, man, good grief. It's the numbers are very interesting. Like, I mean, the field goal percentage, 51.2%. The 3-point percentage was decent. The free throws, they were 87%. And we're thinking like that should be enough. And, when things get a little short down the stretch and you need to hit those foul shots to get shit turning and twisting, and we just weren't able to complete it. And ultimately, we fell short by 1 point. We needed 1 freaking point to tie the game on the foul shot. And, of course, that's after Rudy Gobert missed 2 free throws of his own. He missed 2 free throws to give the Pelicans an opportunity later on to be able to take the game, and they couldn't exactly get it done. So, yeah, it's very, 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 very disappointing, but, it is what it is. 504 Coach says Willie got a little out-coached down the stretch, but the foul trouble didn't help. Tough matchups. Yeah, and that seemed to be the marker for Willie, is that he adjusts too late. He's looking at things, and he's a little slow on the trigger to make things pop and happen for the team. And we've often, and I know the faithful are getting kind of tired of hearing that from Willie Green. But, and seeing how, all the adjustments in the plan and stuff like that. But listen, like I said, the Pelicans, defensively speaking, could have done a lot better. Really could. Like, we were dealing with some issues from a personnel standpoint, but you had Big Cat in foul trouble. You had Ant-Man in foul trouble. Those guys were aggressive, and Ant-Man fouls out of the game toward the back end. And I'm thinking that, yeah, this is it. We can be able to take it. But what happens? Ant-Man goes out, Big Cat steps up, wins, and really just beats the Pelicans. He steps in, makes the plays that's needed, and ultimately defeats the Pelicans. But, like I said, a lot of people point to the foul shots, and this where I guess, and the thing is, the truth is where you hit those shots from, when you have an opportunity to hit those shots, and when you do things like that, when those shots are where you are in the area of the game at the time when those shots should matter. But anyway, let's move on and hear from BI. BI is on the mic. Let's hear from BI, man, and see what he has to say about this, because from a reality standpoint, he played well. But like I said, when you playing a team, a good team, and the Timberwolves are a pretty decent team, you got.
Yeah, guys, we're up 14.
All right, we're gonna flash back to that a little bit, family. As soon as they get going, have a little issue with that.
Climb their way back into it.
I think our execution went away a little bit. Physicality picked up a little bit. Our defense picked up. They went job of kind of settling us down, getting into plays and try to get the right execution down the stretch. And that was pretty much it. They came back on the other end. We fought. They made some threes, and we went on the other end. We didn't execute.
You guys played that team, I don't know, 10 days ago, and it wasn't really a close game. Tonight was really competitive. Is there anything besides just having more bodies that you could point to why you guys were a lot more competitive against them tonight?
Yeah, well, we had more bodies. We looked at the film and we saw some stuff that we could do better. And also our defense has been a little bit better as of late. So that's been helping us out a lot.
They're kind of a unique team, starting two really big guys. What's it like just playing a team, I guess, that has that size in the front court?
Yeah. Having Cat and Rudy, we give up some size too. Having Herb on Cat's a little bit taller than him, so it causes rotation, some gravity on the floor. He brings a lot of gravity, but I thought Herb did a good job on Cat tonight. JV did a good job on Rudy. He got a couple foul calls, but I think he did a good job.
Just on a positive note, what do you make of the job that JV's done the last couple of nights against the tough front court?
Yeah, he's been aggressive. He's been aggressive from start to finish, rebounding the basketball, scoring in space, playing fast. And, there's been a jump. They asked him to play faster, and he's done it.
Coach talked about how the offense kind of bled into the defense, giving up that 27-12 run to the game. You spoke about execution, but a little more expanding. What kind of stymied the offense on the back end?
Lack of ball movement, moving without the basketball, and it did spiral on the defensive end. I know. I left Dyson on the island at the end of the game against Cat, and it was a couple more plays, but they executed well at the end of the game, and we needed some stops at that point. Appreciate it.
All right, that was BI, man, chiming in, had to get his analysis on it. And it's like I said, family, it's a very disappointing loss, but in the end, we had this game, another game we had this game, and he made mention of the fact the Pelicans got manhandled in the matchup last week. Sometimes we got blew about 20-something points, 21 points, something like that. This time around, Pelicans played with a lot of effort, but toward the back end, too many mistakes, too many turnovers, and not seizing opportunities, and of course, clutch free throw down the line that could have ultimately tied the game. It was a miss, and now it's just merely a learning lesson for the young Pels to keep going. So, Lexxah, shout out to you. Appreciate you stepping in. Zion was out with rest, but listen, Big V got involved in the matchup. They, the same level of intensity, maybe not so much on the intelligence defensively toward the back end of the game. Things kind of fell apart for the Pelicans, not seizing certain opportunities. Defensively speaking, things kind of went awry at the back end of the game. That was catastrophic. That led to a 1-point loss. So let me hear your thoughts on it.
Say the question again. I'm sorry. I heard. I didn't hear that last part.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much the Pelicans, how they played tonight was not a complete full game. Toward the back end of the game, they had several really catastrophic failures. We're talking the defense turnovers that occurred, missing of not seizing on the opportunity to hit the foul shot after Gobert missed both of his. So what are your thoughts on the Pelicans' loss tonight?
Definitely the energy was not the same as yesterday. It was just different. It's almost like I saw moments where they started to revert back to, being lackadaisical on just certain situations of the game. The ball wasn't moving like it did. The ball movement, the player movement. But I don't know. I mean, it's like that edge was not there on tonight. Like seizing the moment, like they had momentum. I always say, man, I really do not like this loss because we lost by 1 point. That means we could have easily won this game. I always say like blowouts are, a whole lot better to digest than blowout losses are a whole lot to digest, better to digest than 1 point losses, because that's just like a I don't know. It was right there. It was right there. But we shouldn't have lost this game. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have been done like better because the Pels did have a lead, but I also understand that you know the you know this league is about game of runs. But yeah, the energy just wasn't the same. Um, it wasn't the same at all. I do like the involvement of Valanciunas. Definitely when he's involved, he does make the team better. Um, I don't think down the stretch, I don't think I saw him get the ball a whole lot. I think we started going away from that. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things like just reverting back to when we did not have the energy like before that second Dallas game. Um, let's see here. Just taking a glance at the stats real quick because I hadn't looked at them. We did great on the boards. I mean, we had a chance to win this game. I mean, we had a chance. I mean, really, I don't think this is so much about the stats. Like we could have easily got this game. Um, can you scroll down just a little bit? Because I want to see if yeah, I mean, yeah, we turnovers, we had more turnovers than them, but I don't think I don't think three more turnovers is the reason why we lost this game. I think it was just the energy. I know we played the game on yesterday, but I was really hoping that that momentum would really push us over the edge and get this win because that would have been really nice, and then it would have been nice to be over 500 as well.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was definitely a major issue in terms of I mean, I did like the effort. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did like the effort. I think the Pelicans started to really fall apart in the fourth quarter. That's when really Minnesota got involved. They forced the Pelicans into turnovers. They capitalized on the turnovers. The stars that were in the fourth quarter played the way they were supposed to play to close out the game. Minnesota wanted it more than the Pelicans did. We didn't seize, and listen, they had opportunities to win this game. You mentioned the 1 point win. You're absolutely right. Like I said, we often hear talk about the fundamentals. We talk about hitting your free throws and playing defense. Pelicans in that fourth quarter, 36 points, the most points that was allowed by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the game, and the Pelicans they scored their lowest total in this game, and Minnesota just was able to get it out. Now you had gimmies, you had blessings that was given to you. Minnesota gave two really big blessings to the Pelicans. One of and we can mention others, but two that I want to just throw out there is the fact that Ant-Man fouled out and Rudy Gobert missed both those foul shots at the foul line to give the Pelicans an opportunity to take the lead. BI gets down there, he gets hacked, he gets to the foul line, he goes 1 for 2, and ultimately you have Big Cat that came back on, and the Timberwolves able to score again and able to kind of push this thing forward. But in the end, you lose by 1 point, and that's why BI was kind of upset. He threw his headband because the game was in his hand. He had the ball in two key moments. The last shot in the game, which was a tough shot for anybody to make. Of course, he misses that shot. And the free throw to give me that would have tied the game at 121, the forcing overtime, he missed that one. So like I said, I don't want to be too hard on him because he was 7 of 9 tonight from the foul line, but it's where you make those in the clutch of the moment. You've got to hit that foul line, that foul shot to give your team an opportunity to tie the game. So, that was one of the ones we didn't get in that end, and it ultimately hurt us. So let's get to the individual statistics here. BI, speaking of which, had 30 points in 34 minutes of action. He led everybody. He finished out 11 of 24 from the field. He was a disastrous 1 of 6 from downtown, but like I said, 7 of 9 from the foul line. He finished with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. He had 4 turnovers, but a really good solid outing by BI considering everything. Not closing on the back end, but it is what it is. Big V, 26 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal by Big V today in 30 minutes of action. He was out there handling the business, 10 to 15 from the field. He was perfect from the foul line. So he did his thing. You look
Yeah.
at 15 from Jayhawk in 37 minutes in the start. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 13 apiece from both Herb Jones and Dyson Daniels. Dyson in 37 minutes of action, he was 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown. He finished with 13.6 assists and 5 rebounds in the matchup. Herb finished with 13 in 28 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field. Herb was 3 of 4 from downtown and perfect from the foul line, 4 of 4, 13 points, 8 assists, 4 boards, 2 blocks, and a couple of steals from him. And of course, off the bench, Matt Ryan led the bench effort, 10 points in 27 minutes, 3 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown, 3 boards and assists and the steal from Matt Ryan. And then, of course, Najee Marshall threw in 7 points in 24 minutes. He hit a 3-pointer as well, had a rebound and an assist in the matchup. And we had a Jeremiah Robinson Earl sighting in 10 minutes. He gave 4 points in the matchup. So, and of course, we know Minnesota, what they did in the end is number guys, is Big Cat did his thing. Big Cat was 10 of 11 from the field. He, in 33 minutes of action, he finished with 29 points, 9 assists, 6 boards. He had 5 personal fouls, but he didn't play like it. He was 10 of 11 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Big Cat had a real stellar game. Ant-Man finished with 23 points in 30 minutes. Gobert, 17 points, 11 boards, 10 off the bench from NAW to the Pelicans. And in the end, McDaniels, who kind of struggled a little, 5 of 7 from the field for 12 points. He was out there playing defense. So, but they did just enough, man. And the Pelicans didn't do enough to win the game. So, Lex, if you want to, you could chime in on this numbers here. I know you talk about us losing the game, but kind of elaborate or talk about some of the stats that I went over, if you please.
Well, definitely Jonas had a great game. He was 26 and 11. Like I said, Jonas has a skill set that, can really be used on this team if utilized the proper way. And so to have him get acclimated in the game and go to him, so that he can show what he can do for this team was really nice to see. I think we've seen that in these last few games, that he's definitely an asset to the team when used properly and when we value what he does. So, no, definitely, like, shout out to him because he did a great job. And plus, just on the other team's bigs, he puts a lot of pressure on their bigs, and it opens up his defense as well. When he's acclimated and into the game and utilized, it really does make him put more of an effort on both ends of the floor. And we need that, because one thing you can't teach in this league, you cannot teach size. And, by him having size and him being available like he is, I mean, that definitely is not going out of style. The other person, could you go back to that? I didn't memorize everything, but Jayhawk definitely did his thing, but I do want to point out Dyson Daniels, man. I mean, since he's been in that starting lineup, now I was actually concerned about the backcourt starting 2 defensive players, for the team, because he is known for his defense. But he's been doing his thing. He's definitely been more assertive on the offensive end with his floaters.
Yeah.
Even when he gets into trouble, he doesn't, he's not fully just on trying to pass out, but, trying to get a shot off. And he's been successful at doing that. He's really taking chances and taking risks. And, just on the offensive end, we know what he can do on the defensive end, but it's nice to see him open up his game and just take chances, because those chances have led to successes And not only that, it's really helped the team in key situations. So I just think, what he's been doing, not just in this game, but just in the course of all three of these games, it's he's really been doing well. And Jayhawk and Brandon, they're the obvious. I mean, we knew Brandon was gonna, step it up, especially with Zion sitting out. And Jayhawk, he's getting more and more opportunities. And the more opportunities he's getting more confident by the game. So, yeah, we'll always need shooting. I mean, it's a shooter's league. So he's definitely doing his thing, and he'll continue to grow. And one thing that I'm seeing out of him is that he's able to create his shot a little bit more. You're starting to see that from him, and not just doing set shots. So I like what I'm seeing out of him. But yeah, I think those are the key guys that stuck out to me.
Yes, a lot of positive going on with with what I'm seeing from Jayhawk, man. 15 points tonight, 3 of 8 from the field, out hustling, playing defense, giving a lot of effort. Dyson Daniels, our 2 first-round draft picks, we do realize they are the future of the Pelicans, and we seeing them firsthand. Dyson Daniels with those floaters, really working on that, working on his outside shot. His defense was pretty good tonight as well. Hawkins giving effort as well. Herb Jones always does what he do. So it's really positive to see what happens, and love what the Pelicans did getting Valanciunas involved. You mentioned him. You're always giving praise to Val, and as well deserved. 26 points, 11 boards tonight. He picked up 5 fouls. It kind of shut him down toward the back end of the game, but in the end, 1 point loss, man. And this is one we should have. I really wanted them to get a victory on Minnesota, man. I really wanted this W against Minnesota, but we got to move forward, man. Next team up is Sacramento. This is the next squad the Pelicans will get ready to take on. And currently, Sacramento is playing really good basketball.
Mm.
They've won 5 games in a row currently. They play the Mavericks tomorrow, and they are on the top of the Pacific. They're 7-4, and they are really playing pretty good ball. So we catching them. We'll have 2 games next week with them in the Smoothie King Center, and how De'Aaron Fox likes to ball on the Pelicans. He had 43 tonight on the Spurs. He had 43. I mean, yesterday on the Spurs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
he's
yeah.
pretty cool. But Lex, this is the next matchup we got against the Kings. So this is going to be a tough one. So how the hell do we get the W on the Spurs, man? I mean, on the Kings. Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what I've been saying. That energy kind of took a step back, to me, as far as the consistency in all 4 quarters. But yeah, we got to play with a lot of energy, be disciplined, all the way around the board, but especially in that backcourt on defense, which I'm pretty sure we will. Pretty confident that, Zion definitely will be playing in that game. So that'll definitely help, because that's a huge advantage. You know what? Who does Sabonis? Does he play the 5 for them, or does he play the 4? I can't recall who plays in that who plays
Sabonis,
in that
yes,
who's in the front court?
Sabonis plays 5. They got Keegan Murray.
Oh, Keegan Murray.
So, Keegan Murray, that's a guy they waiting for him to kind of step out. I didn't see a few games for Keegan Murray, but who drives this team? It's Sabonis and Fox. And of course,
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes is the Pelican killer. We know that. Malik Monk has been playing pretty decently as well. So this is a team that always seems to give us fits. So especially, like I said, De'Aaron Fox, when Ball was here, man, he made it a point to tear him up. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how we deal with this club, man, for real. 5 straight games. I know that don't mean much to some family members, man, but man, well, at least the matchup indicator. I know we can't really count on that son of a gun, but he that it has the Pelicans winning the matchup 58% versus what the Kings got. So we got the Pelicans 2 games in the Smoothie King Center, man. We got to get back on the winning side of things in this matchup. So we got to handle business, man.
Yeah, I think I need Jonas to take on that challenge as far as with Sabonis, just like he did with Jokic. Now Sabonis is not Jokic, but I do know that in past games, Jonas has struggled guarding Sabonis. I think he's a little bit quicker, but we definitely need, Jonas to kind of like cancel Sabonis out and really force other guys to make plays, other than De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron, when you're a superstar, there, you can't stop someone who's great on offense completely. I don't feel like you can truly do that because there's so many gifted, just offensive players. But you can do your best to slow them down and then kind of take away all the other options. And I think that's what we need to do, because definitely we know that, they're not going to be able to stop Zion. And then with BI, playing the way that he's playing, they can't take away all of those things. They just can't do it. And then getting Jonas acclimated the way that we've been giving the ball to him, that's a lot for the Kings to handle. So if we use our weapons properly, play with a lot of energy, play with an edge, Tramal, we can get this. We can get this. We can get both of these games. But they play with a lot of energy, and plus their energy, the Sacramento Kings, their energy off the bench is really key for them as well. So we have to match that energy and some. But
That's the key. Yeah, and listen, we've said this before, is there when the Pelicans play like they played the other night, it's very few teams that can stand in front of the Pelicans and beat them when they play with that type of energy. To be honest with you, with that temperament, that attitude, that edge that you speak about, there's very few teams that can deal with them at that level. So it's going to be cool watching that happen, man. With this, and like we said, we got them twice next week, and they have I think who they got, the Mavericks, I think, before they go out, before we see them. So the Mavs tomorrow, 6:30. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I mean, boy, De'Aaron Fox is averaging what, 30, what was his production? He is really going off, man. And he is a tough cover, man. 32 points a game right now he's averaging so far in the season. 32.2 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and shooting over 51, almost 51% from the field. Fox is just crazy, and he do have several players that helps him along, and then plus his 3-point shooting as it stands over the last 10 games is almost 42% for him over the last 10. So hell, over the last 10 games, according to the statistics, saying 35 points a game over the last 10, 42% shooting from downtown, 53.4 from the field. So he is just having a ridiculous amount of scoring going on, and he's just terrific. So we got to slow this guy down best way we can. So anyway, shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all for joining us. This will be a call-in stream. The link is pinned to the top of the chat if you guys want to jump in. We got Jay Black on the line. We know Jay Black is going to drop some science. He want to.
Okay, Jay Black.
Jay Black is waiting. Is
analytical.
That's right. He's patiently waiting by. So here go Jay Black. We're gonna bring him on in the stream. Jay Black, welcome on in, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. You can hear me? Everything sounds good?
Yes, sir. You saw everything's perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna say it like I think I put it in a stream. I think 2 games ago. James Borrego needs to be the coach. I seen enough. Um,
There you go.
I've seen enough with that one game. The difference between the one game, it was multiple adjustments that James Borrego did. That
Against the second game against Dallas.
against Dallas, yeah. But I was thinking about the adjustments that he made. He had a number of adjustments. First and foremost, her coming back was a bonus. It was like, but that James Borrego took Herb off the main scorer. The main scorer was Luka. He ain't play Luka. He ain't play Kyrie. He played the center. And as they usually call it, screen and roll. Now you got a better defender coming off the screen and roll to
Lively.
Yes, lively to affect their defense. Mm-hmm. And then they had Big V being Jones, and they had Zion playing their third best scorer. That was one of them, Williams. Now, this game we should have won. I said it multiple times. I think the refs, but I ain't even gonna say the refs because all them offensive foul calls and multiple different traveling calls that you called. It was just they slowed up our momentum. We was supposed to be up probably at least 15-20 at the end of the first quarter. But they slowed the game down. But I still think now, closer to the end of the game, Willie Green, his inbounds, it was multiple steals on the inbound. Passes on the inbound, they didn't get quality shots. And when Minnesota went to the zone, they went to the zone in the fourth quarter. He didn't have plays set up to play against the zone. They switched it from a zone to a man. It confused them for at least 3 or 4 possessions that they got clear stops on. And I think that was the game. Even though we still could have won. Still could have won. B.I. made the shot. We win. He didn't. That's how it happened. But it was a lot of things, a lot of little things that Willie Green didn't. So our best unit was with Herb on the court. As soon as Herb got fouled out, that's when he got fouled out in the fourth. I think it was at least 3 minutes left.
It was.
So once he fouled out, our team didn't really recover from that. We didn't have nobody to play Cat, or we didn't have nobody. Cat got to the basket real easy when they were supposed to double team. B.I. said it in his interview at the end, saying that he was supposed to double team. He left his man on the island. I agree. He was supposed to run and let somebody else beat him. But hey, I still think this was a good 3-game stretch to see how the Pelicans really should play and how effective coaching is. Because coaching is very effective, and they played way better with James Borrego. That's how I'm ended. They played way better with James Borrego. That's it.
Yeah. One thing, Jay Black, because we talked about this on the other day when Borrego was coaching. He was making adjustments, but I was saying that one thing about Borrego being the coach while Willie was out is that who better to coach the team if you're running, if he's the originator of the offense. So you have him, front and center, and he's telling you exactly where to go, what to do, because he knows his offense better than Willie. So I think the translation, getting that message across to the players, it was way better. It was actually something that needed to be done, in order to get over that hump. I think it was really needed, having that different voice, that different tone, that delivery. Um, even in Borrego's presser, I like the things that he was saying, but it definitely did something different to the team. And I felt like, even with today's game and in certain situations or certain plays, the team actually kind of rescinded in their energy. Like they kind of took their foot off the gas. It wasn't consistent. And I know they played obviously yesterday, but for this to be a home game and then it was this close, like we could have easily won this game. Man, the team should have had a surge of energy. Like, hey man, we ain't losing this game. Like it's that part. You know what I'm saying? That edge part. Like how bad do you want to win? Like get this win, go all out, dig deep, and get the win. Yeah, I just felt like, that part was not there because, when you're tired and everything, we know you're going to get tired. But to get over that hump and seeing that, hey, man, we have a chance to win this game. Let's dig deep, suck it up, and get this W. Let's push through, and that's mental toughness as well. So, I mean, that would have been nice to get this win, especially with Zion sitting down, even though I don't agree with that, which is, a different story in itself, but we definitely could have got this game. It's all about, these are the type games where the team is going to be tested. And it's like, how bad do you want to win? How bad do you want it? I feel like it kind of comes down to that.
Yeah, it does, and I agree, Lexa, with you and Jay Black, man. This game here, I was looking at it, and I was kind of looking at the fourth quarter. I said, okay, the Pelicans usually have an off quarter, and I'm taking in consideration the fact that they did play yesterday. I did like the energy. It wasn't the same energy as what it was yesterday, as you mentioned. But in the end, the Pelicans put themselves in the position to win this game, but fundamentally toward the back end with defensive breakdowns, turnovers, blown opportunities, a comedy of errors. They were given several opportunities to seize possession of this game. Minnesota presented it to them, and the Pelicans simply just didn't take it. And in the end, Minnesota, a big cat just took it over. I mean, Ant fouled out. They fouled him out of the game. He fouled Brandon Ingram to put him on the line to shoot 2 free throws, in which could tie the game. And like I said again, I'm big on the free throws because I know what it means to really close games like this. He was 7 of 9, but man, if he would have got that one in the clutch time, we needed both of those. We really did. We needed both of those, and we couldn't get them. I know Big V went 6 for 6. I wanted to be all right, at least get one more, at least one more. If he was perfect, he won the game. If he goes 9 for 9 in the matchup, you win this game. So in the end, it is what it is. DJ, are you there, bro? You want to chime in?
Yeah, I'm in here.
All right, bro. Welcome on in. What you think about the Pelicans loss tonight, bro?
I didn't understand why they didn't put JV in the last couple of seconds in the game to guard Cat before Cat made the layup on Dice. Of course, Zion didn't play. We all know that. But like I said before, and I'm gonna bring it back to last game. All this is not gonna work until Zion starts shooting. And I believe yesterday, or was it yesterday, he made his first 3 in this season. So, with all that being said, that's all I got. I mean, Zion didn't play. We still not fully healthy, So in my eyes, we actually won this game, even though we lost. In my eyes, we still won because we don't have CJ, Trey, Jose, Larry Nance. So I mean, and hopefully CJ, he'll be back within a week. I'll give it a week or so, just to a good scenario, pretty much. But other than that, I mean, I don't know how many turnovers we had, but we gotta hit our free throws. I don't care what scenario we had. We gotta make our
17
fucking free
turnovers.
throws. Gotta make our free throws. Down from Zion, even though he didn't play tonight. Bi, this is his team. When he got traded to the Pelicans and Drew left, this was his team.
Okay, what?
JB, I really don't have nothing against him because I know he doing the annual dirty work down there in the paint. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Like I said, we still injury prone. We still an injury prone team, and once we get fully healthy, oh, we gonna be a bad team. We got Jayhawk, Zion, Trey, Matt Ryan, and number 50. I don't know his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name yet, but he look like he got a good little shot too. And don't get me wrong, because we got Bi, CJ, and Jose. He could probably hit once or two, maybe three the game. So, like I said, we not fully healthy yet. And I think if we really fully healthy, we can actually make it to the what, second, maybe third round. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to all the Pelican fans, and this is more than a game.
Lex, talk to us about what you thought about Valanciunas' absence toward the back end of the game.
I mean, I think it's been like most situations. Willie has been consistent in his philosophy as far as playing small. He likes the small ball, but I don't think that's the answer in every situation, especially looking at how Jonas was playing very well. He had 26 and 11. So he was being very effective out there. But it's Willie. I mean, and this is one thing that I've stated many times as far as having a problem with him. Like, you don't have to force something, or force like what you want. It's okay. If something is working, you don't need to fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the saying. So it's like if Jonas is helping a team, he's not hurting. I mean, they're playing with two bigs. You can't teach size. Jonas was really into the game. He was really acclimated. And what you're doing is you're neutralizing your own team when you do stuff like this. That's what you're doing. It's almost like you're helping the opponent team beat your team. And it's like, it makes me question, well, Willie, are you on the Pale side or are you on the opponent team side? When you make decisions like that or make adjustments that, are for the other team, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The math ain't mathing. So that's been consistent with Willie. He's kind of bullheaded and stubborn in that aspect, but he gonna have to change that, man. I mean, if you're trying to help the other team, then dude, do the Pels a favor and just kind of leave and go help them out. But don't be on this side of the fence trying to help them on the other side of the fence. So
I won't go that far. I think he just got a philosophy that he sticks with.
yeah, that's
Because
what I'm saying.
yeah, but I won't say he's working for the other team. I would say that he been in Golden State. He's seen that philosophy, and that's what he's going with because he was in Golden State.
But
He
it's not
took
the
it.
same personnel. You
He
have
don't.
to, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing, like just utilizing the player personnel that you have on this team to the max. You can't coach this team like you have the players at the Warriors. You just can't do that. And that's with any team. You
Yeah,
have
I
to
agree.
work with the skill sets and the strengths of the team that you have. And so, I'm exaggerating. I mean, I'm not saying that he's
Okay.
actually over there with the other team as far as, but I mean, the thing is, if you're not making the proper adjustments and if you're doing things, making decisions on, something that really is hurting us, that's helping the other team.
I agree.
That's helping them. We don't want to do that. It's like, dude, if this is working, leave Jonas up in there. Cause I mean, you have Herb guarding 7-footers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is nothing against Herb, but the thing is, obviously, it wasn't enough. It,
Well,
it wasn't enough. That was too much of a task. You look, you want to guard size, put size out there.
he really didn't have any size that much unless he was going to play James Earl at the power forward. But we did a good job the whole game. Now the Big V out at the end of the game, he played the whole fourth quarter. I think it was just one aspect. So I'm looking at it right now. The last 2 minutes, Big V was in the game the whole time. It just was that last play defensively on Cat, and Big V was never defending Cat. He was defending Rudy Gobert. So the thing about that is they were supposed to come over to help. BI was supposed to come over to help and force Cat to give up the ball. So they played them individually, and he did a run and jump, one-legged Dirk Nowitzki shot. He made it. I just think he don't have enough adjustments. Like in that, you got to be real detailed with the players. You got to tell them what you want, and they'll try their best to do it. Then you could blame them if they don't, or you can be happy if they do. He doesn't make the right adjustments at all. And let's go
But
back
you
to
know who
an
does?
example. Huh?
I said, but you know who does?
Yeah, James Borrego. But let's go back. Let's go back in the game against whoever he played. Dallas. It was the second quarter. He ran the same exact play 4 or 5 different times, but BI getting a good shot. They couldn't stop it. They went to zone. They stopped us 2 possessions in a row, and I believe he called the timeout. He called the timeout and had plays set for that zone. That's the adjustments that he didn't make. Like when they went to the zone, they went on a 8-point run.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nobody in the middle either.
nobody in the middle.
Yep. And see, that's the thing with having Zion, because he always hits that elbow right there at the free throw line. That's where you hit. That's how you
Yeah.
neutralize that zone. I mean, they teach you that in middle school, man.
Yeah,
go
but you should tell him. There's a lot of things going on. So just they're supposed to take time out at timely timeouts and get the plays to run. I ain't gonna say I'm the architect of it. I would just say, listen, you are supposed to have plays set up for zones because most teams can't defend us anyway. We seeing that now. We seeing Dallas. Dallas ran a zone. Denver ran a zone. Minnesota ran a zone. that's a repetitive thing. You know that's coming. One point of the game is coming. So you both already have plays. And I don't want to just keep saying his name, but James Borrego was slicing it up against Dallas. And you're having a hard time against Denver and against Minnesota. That was running the zone, and that's where we really sort of offense have a hiccup, and they get back in the game.
They should have ran that high low. That high low like works every single time in that zone.
Yeah. But who they was gonna give it to? They was gonna give it to Big V but I don't know. Was Big V in the game? He wasn't in the game when they was running the zone because he had 5 fouls, so they had to be strategic about him coming back in the game. So I don't think he was in at that time.
No.
Yeah, because I mean he had a difficult assignment, but that high-low game, man, especially when Zion and Jonas are playing that, they really their high-low game in that pick and roll in that zone would have been really nice to see.
I agree. I just think there's a lot of things that we could have did. Hindsight is 2020. We could say a lot of things. Now, one thing I did. Now that foul call on her when he was going up for the rebound. In the last minute, I don't. Is that my phone? Somebody's phone is.
You good?
Okay. So that Herb Jones foul call on Rudy Gobert when he was grabbing a rebound.
Yeah.
That was a real backbreaker because we would have got. It was 19-19, 30 seconds to go. We was going to grab the rebound. We was going to actually go into transition and probably get a layup. They get a foul. Rudy Gobert missed both free throws. We come down. That's when Ant played aggressively on BI, and it was a rightful call that he should have been called foul on him, but it took forever. And BI missed the one free throw. It was a couple things. I still think we should have won. We lost it. We got to go back to the drawing board and see what we could do better.
Yeah.
All right, DJ, chime in, bro. I hear you wanted to say something. Go ahead, bro. DJ? DJ, are you there? All right, DJ is not there. All right. I hope he's still awake, man. I heard his phone.
I was gonna say he went to sleep because he be going to sleep. He be on here sometime.
Yeah, he work. I think DJ works down there, man. When I went down there, what was I doing? I think I was at the Saints game, and DJ works up in there, man. So I met him down there. Pretty cool cat, man.
Now I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
Hold up. Y'all still feel do anybody on here want to trade BI again? Like the trade BI for Cat? Because that's the new thing that was coming up. Is they want to trade BI for Cat?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, I'm just asking the question.
No, it's fine, Jay Black. I mean, it's a question, bro.
I'm not really sure. I don't like Cat. You know what I'm saying? There's other reasons why I don't care for him. But I understand why they would want to get him. The dude does shoot threes. I mean, he's self-proclaimed that he's the best 3-point shooting big man in the league. No, he didn't say in the league. He said
all the time, I think.
All time.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might belong to Dirk.
Yes, it might be.
Or
Larry Bird, if you consider Larry Bird a big.
I don't think he was a big man though. I thought he was more of a forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it big.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. My bad. Yeah. You can say
I guess it depends because forwards can be. The definition has changed.
The center. Okay. All right, the center. Yeah.
But yeah, well, no, because Dirk, he was a power forward too.
Play four, but
But yeah, he didn't play the center position. So yeah,
they
Yeah.
roll
uh,
five.
yeah,
Sometimes
okay,
played some five, but no, I wouldn't consider him like a traditional five. But who would
yeah,
be?
'cause
That's
it's changed
interesting.
Yeah.
over the years.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Thanks.
Well, who would be a top three and I guess if he's talking about fives or he said big man, I guess you would consider a five.
Yeah.
So
Well,
who
you
would
can switch them because a lot of 7-footers
right?
they play that 4 spot and they're like stretch
Yeah.
fours.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because I think KG was the first of that stretch 4
Mhm.
era. And then, you had guys like Dirk, come and kind of like expand on it.
You had Robert Ory. You had
Yeah,
some
shoot,
stretch.
KD. You know what I'm saying? Because how tall is he? Like he's 6'11", right?
Who, KD? I think they list him at 7. 6'11". I think.
Yeah.
But
You started seeing more of those cats, doing that. So
so I'm actually what happened with the anybody check on Scoot Henderson? Because that was the BI trade we were supposed to do.
oh
I,
man,
I want to
that
be petty
dude,
though. I just want to be petty though.
Jay
you
Black.
know what? He shouldn't have came out and said that he was trying to win that Rookie of the Year because he is nowhere up there.
Um,
I mean, look, Jordan Hawkins, he's in those talks more so than Scooty is. So
All right, let me get a more realistic question because I just wanted to see, because I don't with all three of our guys coming back, you got damn, I ain't even count Larry Nance. You got Jose Alvarado, you got Trey Murphy, you got Zion. Are we gonna run a 10-man lineup? 10-man rotation, 11-man rotation, 9-man rotation, an 8-man rotation. Which one do you think we should or what we will fall under? 2-part question.
well, I think there's something else that you need to add up in there, and it really depends on, what Willie Green favors the most in his philosophy. Okay.
I kind of know his philosophy right now. I think it's a 9-man rotation, and Willie, but he has favorites. So
Yeah.
those are all favorites of his. So it might go up into rotation.
I mean, but they're deep enough, Jay Black, to go 10, man. To be honest with you, man, to play it straight with you. I mean, you get everybody back. I mean, what? Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy,
Mhm.
Nance. That's 3 guys right there. Najee Marshall could be a guy. That's 4. Who would be the 5th guy?
You CJ McCollum, you got Trey Murphy, you got Zion, you got Jose Alvarado. That's 4 people right there. Larry Nance will make 5.
They are deep, man. That's the scary thing. Let me see if I can get that depth chart up here, man. Can y'all see that? Could y'all see the depth chart right there?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the depth chart. I'm definitely looking at it.
Okay, cool. All right, let me see if I can kind of make it a little bigger there. But yeah, this team definitely, man. You got the CJ at the point for them. BI, Herb, Zion, Williamson, if they go with that. Of course, people think that they can mix Trey and somewhere in there, but let's say this is your starting 5 when they're healthy. Then the second unit, Jose, Trey, Dyson, Najee, Larry. You damn right they can go 10.
That's why I said 10, 11, or 12. Because I'm a proponent of the more people play, the
Hey,
harder.
Jay Black, that's
Mhm.
not mentioning Hawk.
No, I kind of assume that he's going to stay with the rotation, and Matt Ryan's going to stay with the rotation. Najee Marshall, because none of them has shown me that they need to get took out of the rotation. Like none of them, not yet, not in my opinion. So we're
know
that.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
No.
I was thinking about something, so I always do that. But yeah, go on. I apologize.
No, that's cool. So like Trey Murphy, Zion, Jose, CJ, with all this coming back, now is this going to be a good problem or a bad problem?
That's definitely a good problem in my
Yeah,
book.
it's a good
Getting all
problem
those
to have.
guys back for him to figure it out. But like Lex kind of steer us in this direction because
Okay.
you mentioned the Willie and his picks and chooses, but we know he likes Jose Alvarado. We know
Yeah.
he likes Dyson. We
Mhm.
know he
Mhm.
we know he likes Najee. We know he likes Larry and he likes Hawkins. Hawkins showed him effort and he can shoot. So that's another thing. So this is a great problem to have, by the way. And of course, you have guys like Matt Ryan and Robertson Earl and all these guys are going to kind of slide down once we get Trey back and once we get Jose back. And man, it's going to be interesting to see how they fit all this stuff together, man. It's going to
Well,
be crazy. Go ahead,
I
Lex.
do want to say this. With Larry Nance, like I know Willie Green loves him, but I think a lot of times Larry Nance is being overused because he plays Larry Nance till his wheels fall off. We're really going to have to utilize Jeremiah
Okay.
Robinson Earl. I
Okay.
think he's going to be, to help so that Larry Nance can last because it's like, dude, you can't overuse him. He's been dealing with a lot of stuff. It's small stuff, but those things add up. And if we want to use Larry Nance like down the stretch, like we need to, he needs to. I think bringing Robinson Earl off the bench instead of Nance will allow him to regroup and utilize him for longer stretches.
Larry Nance. I want them to play Larry Nance at the 4. And have somebody else big with him.
But
Another.
he likes that small ball. He
I
always plays
that's
Nance
why.
small ball.
I,
I mean, that's his philosophy.
I know. I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? He ain't gonna break that, Jay Black. I mean, I understand where you getting at, but come on, man. Willie is not. He's sticking to that. The moment Larry Nance gets healthy, he's gonna sit JV down and bring in Nance and and I mean, we've seen him overuse him many times, and that's a lot to ask for Larry Nance. That's a lot to ask of him.
That's why he get injured so much because he's playing out of
Yeah,
position against bigger guys. They
exactly.
wear him down. So
So put in like Jeremiah Robinson Earl, they actually had him in there with Zion a few times, like
yeah.
when they were playing small. And
Hmm.
and that's why I was saying he's another guy that could fit in there, to give breaks to Larry Nance since he does love because I think Willie likes Robinson Earl as well. I think his hustle, he can shoot the corner threes. Like his effort out there is really solid. He does get deflections. So I think he likes him as well. Probably reminds him of Nance a little bit. And plus, I mean, he's put him in the starting lineup after Robinson Earl was just here for a week.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
that
remember.
surprised me right there.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so
high praise right there.
yep. Yeah, he surprised me with that, Lex, when he put Robinson Earl in that. So I was like, what?
Yeah,
I mean,
that
that's
was.
over Sebron, that's over Kyra Lewis, and who else?
I think
You
that
know
was
what I'm
over
saying?
Dyson too. I don't even.
Oh, this is another dude. He's
Yeah,
in
it
the
was over Dyson because
Yeah,
Dyson didn't start until what against Houston. He started in that game.
I don't know when Dyson started. Let me see when Dyson started. I don't see it. Let me see. Did he start in Houston? No, he started in Houston. Yep, he
Okay.
started in Houston. Valanciunas, Bi, Dyson, Jayhawk, and and Zion. See, that's stuff. That's what I'm saying. But that was a decent game. But our bench didn't do nothing. But I think like we gonna have to commit to something. Right now, we're committed to defense as a starting unit. When the people come back, are we going to keep defense? Or are we going to bring? I know CJ's coming in. That's I know that you ain't gonna have a $30 million, $35 million guy on the bench. But what does that do? Then that's putting more pressure on her to defend the best guy, right?
Yeah.
Herb getting paid that though, Jay Black. They gave Herb a nice fat
Yeah,
contract.
Dyson isn't. So
Right.
Oh,
So he
then you got to ask yourself, are we trying to win? And because I've been liking our starts. Our starts have been really good. And I was actually concerned about that defensive backcourt. But the
yeah,
thing is, I've said this before, we're seeing that our identity is a defensive running team,
that's
really
it.
putting that pressure on the defensive end and getting out in transition. And that's been the biggest thing. So with this lineup, and then Willie talks about pushing pace. So,
Yeah.
you have a defensive backcourt, and then I want you all to see this as well. Look at Boston. Look at their backcourt. It's Drew Holiday and White. And right now, they're being seen as the best backcourt in the league right now.
Oh,
That's
wow.
another thing that you can look at with Herb and Dyson. I know they're not going to say that about the Pels as far as with them, but if it's working for Boston, that's something that we can see here with Dyson and her being in that backcourt. Just throwing that out there.
You can throw it out there. Willie Green ain't gonna listen, man.
Yeah, I know,
CJ, come back.
because he's with CJ, man. I mean, that's his boy. So
No, I think that's where politics come in. Is
yeah,
he gonna have to do it because of the money you can't justify. Then that's when I get into. That's why I really believe Trey Murphy should start. If you're gonna have CJ, Trey Murphy should start. Now you got that defensive unit on the bench, and when they come in, they both come in together. You optimize either offense or defense. You got more spacing with Trey and CJ, and then you got more defense when you come on. I think they should play together, Dyson and Herb. And I think Trey and CJ and Zion and BI and Jonas should start. But or keep the same unit that you have. But what you're going to do is they're going to mix them. They're going to mix them, and then we're going to get these clunky starts. I don't know if you want to go. Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. I just don't.
but have you seen in these last two games, Jay Black, the starts that we've been getting off to? I
Yeah.
mean, they've been the best starts for for the whole season. Like these against the Nuggets and against the second game against Dallas, those have been the best games as far as the start, the energy, and all that stuff. I mean, I really like that because we've actually been struggling getting off to good starts, and those were our best starts so far.
It should be, and if we do it, that's why I'm a proponent for. If you going to go all one way, go all one way. Go all the other way on defense with the second unit or with the first unit. Regardless, you tell me the direction that you're going by how you put the starting unit in. If you saying it's all offense, all right, then put Trey in. If it's all defense, like if you want spacing and shooting, you want to keep up with a team that runs and running fun, and then you bring your defensive guys in. Then you got Jose, you got Dyson, you got Herb. That's your stalwarts of defense. Then you got Larry Nance and you got Jayhawk and you got Matt Ryan. You still got shooters on a bench. Like I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I hate to be the coach now because he got to make decisions and he's gonna get scrutinized about either way, especially from me. Because if we lose with all these guys, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
serious problem.
it's basically like, and really, that's the thing. Like, even with guys being out, it should be clear. Like, everybody on the bench, y'all need when your numbers called, you need to come in the game and show why you deserve more playing time than somebody else. And that's one thing that I kept mentioning with Kyra. I don't think he understood the situation because he had opportunity. And look, not everybody's back. And he's been put to garbage minutes, like fully. He's full-time garbage minutes now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
absolutely.
have to understand your situation. Guys are out. You need to show why Willie Green needs to be playing you. You need to get aggressive about that. And I saw Kyra, man, he was on the bench laughing and stuff. I'm like, dude, you don't need to be doing that. Like, Jordan Hawkins, he's getting his. He's a rookie, and he's out dueling you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, like, even though they're teammates and things, and all these guys are teammates,
Yeah.
you got to think, hey, man, if this guy next to you is doing better than you, being more productive, performing at a high level more than you, dog, who do you think they're going to ship off?
Oh, that's already
You know
that
what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand the situation. And I think these guys, like, obviously, like, the team bringing in Matt Ryan and bringing in Robinson Earl, hey, man, they're putting pressure. You see what I'm saying? On playing time for other guys, because they've came into the season and they've really, shown like, wow, they can produce, especially with Robinson Earl. I mean, they've been fitting into the system and into the grand scheme, chemistry wise and everything. They've been able to fit in like very smoothly. You know what I'm saying? So, guys got to come out and play, because it's definitely going to be competitive, and it's a good situation from the fan standpoint. But it's like, hey, man, these guys got to come out and play, and you better be honest, because if you're not, there's somebody behind you, and they coming. So
You know what, Lex? I think the writing's on the wall with KLJ. To be honest
I
with you,
think it is.
yeah.
wall with
Oh
him.
yeah, once he was thrown to garbage minutes, I already knew, and I kept saying it. I was like, dog, I don't think you understand your situation.
Yeah, he had Sebron playing before he was, and that was
And
very
they shipped Sebron off to the G League.
yep, along with EJ. So I mean, you're
Yep.
right. You talk about you make mention of the fact that Robinson Earl is, and like he said, Willie gave him a start and a few games ago. Believing
another one from the paint. Here's
Oh, my bad.
it's just interesting at the same time. It's just we talked about KLJ so much on the show, how he's sort of like the redhead stepchild, like he was drafted with no clear mission or purpose. They brought him in here, and then shortly thereafter is Dyson Daniels is here, and then you had all this other stuff that happened. So I don't think the last who was it? He was drafted during the Stan Van Gundy administration. Stan wasn't
He
even a
didn't
part
play
of
him.
the process. Well, he wasn't a part of the process of drafting him. I mean, if y'all remember, we covered it during the draft stream, and we even played the interview after the fact when he was asked about KLJ because Griffin made the pick, and he asked him, well, what'd you think about Kyra Lewis Jr.? And Stan was very candid. He told everybody that he had nothing to do with the charge. He didn't want anything to do with the draft process because he kind of joked about having PTSD from being the general manager of the Detroit Pistons club, and his draft picks were so terrible and poor that he wanted nothing to do with the process. And I was like, are you kidding me? This guy drafted somebody he had nothing to do with. And then when he drafted, I knew that was a bad sign there. And then, of course, you see KLJ just kind of, he's here. And eventually we know he'll be traded at some point before the trade deadline occurs. So I think he understands the writing is on the wall. And like they already
I don't know.
I mean,
it's over.
He having a lot of fun on the bench, man.
Yeah, but have fun now because it's over.
Right.
You might as well eat as much gumbo as you can.
Right. And, it be a situation where he's laughing to prevent himself from crying because the the reality is no place for them. Jose Alvarado got the contract.
Yeah.
You got Dyson Daniels is there, and we know Jose is coming back. His
And
status went from
undrafted.
doubtful to questionable, and now he's sooner or later in the next several games, you're going to see Jose Alvarado back there out
Yeah.
there on the court playing, and then shortly thereafter, Trent, everybody's going to start kind of rolling back. So yeah, he's definitely on the outside looking in at this part of the process.
And
All right,
he thought Jose, who was undrafted, was a problem. Jordan Hawkins came in, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, dude, like, why'd you let somebody undrafted pass you up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you were drafted as a lottery pick, right?
He was the 13th pick overall that year.
Yeah, it's the 13th. I mean, golly, man.
I mean, but think about it like this, Lex. Remember what happened with Devontae Graham when we had Graham here, and what did his mother tell him? That guy is gonna take your job or whatever.
Yeah, man, Jose took his job and Kyra's job.
Took both of their jobs. While he was smiling, running around, jumping up and down, throwing his hand, looking crazy, bucking his eyes. He still was. He got
confirmation from his mama. That's crazy.
Yep,
You know something when your mama say something.
And that didn't light a fire under Graham to step his game up.
Well, for one game when he didn't have his hair done.
Oh my goodness, it was just terrible. And it's a forgettable piece of history.
It is.
Devontae Graham, so very forgettable what he did. His minuscule contribution to the Pelicans, man. We moved him clean up out of here. It was very evident. Jose Alvarado has made us totally forget his contribution to the Pelican family, man. But listen,
you're making me sad. Listen to saying this name, you're making me sad. Like I don't want to go back to those time, man.
You're as good as your production on this team, man. I mean, and that's within the whole league. You got to show your worth every single night. You got to bring your A game.
Right.
Especially if it's not solidified that you are a star or a strong role player. If you're a bench player, I don't like to use this word, but it's just the truth. But you're expendable. So.
I got one. I got how people feel about Liam Roberts. You remember that was the guy everybody was big on when we signed him, and he had the injury. How y'all feel about him?
Yeah,
I think he's just getting healthy, and I think we're gonna sign him because I know we're gonna trade. So I feel a trade coming sooner or later with somebody going.
Yeah,
just to get under the salary cap, probably for a second round pick or something.
It's really something. But
yeah.
But man,
I forget your name. Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Welcome to the stream.
Appreciate it. Man, I feel like we got a lot of talent already. It ain't even about adding more players right now. Like, we gotta work on what we have now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still on the, Willie Green's not the right coach. We need our Steve Kerr, like I always say. I know the motto. And then I'm glad it got exposed that day when Borrego had his chance to show that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting tired of, the press conferences. You're not seeing, you're not seeing like, the good teams, man. You see it after the game, after they lose, man. It ain't no time for smiling. It ain't like this ain't no team we gotta put the pacifier in the mouth. We got too much talent. Y'all still hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I got a call. Yeah, it should be all holding everyone accountable, especially them superstars, man. Take the pacifier out of the mouth. Ain't no optimistic. Oh, well, I think he did it great, or he this and that. Man, forget we didn't do good. We lost. You know what I'm saying? It's time to toughen up, man, and that's And it started with the coaching, man. Man, I was looking at Borrego's whole demeanor. This whole game he was coaching. I loved it. Engaged. You know what I'm saying? This looked like he knew what he was doing. Willie be looking like he out there on the court and he about to get the game winning shot and he don't want it. Like it just be
He on
man.
that love doctrine.
Yeah, man. We need, man. And I'm glad I was happy to hear Jay Black say that. He said, man, I like Borrego. I'm glad he said that, man, because we do, man. We need another coach. Not saying that Borrego's gonna be the answer completely, but we see that it was an upgrade.
Yeah, it's a massive upgrade.
Immediately. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So man, but and Jordan Hawkins, man, we gotta give him the ball more, man. Jesus. I was saying that about Trey Murphy last year. Now we need Jordan Hawkins on the same type of time, and we need to get him the ball more, man. I mean, the dude can put it in the hoop. Give him more shots, please. You know what I'm saying? And Bi, like, I love Bi. You know, he's talented, but boy, do he be making some bonehead decisions sometimes, and you know, all that hero ball stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dissecting what's going on and understanding what the defense is giving you, you know, he wants to be the hero. You know, forget that, man. We trying to win the game, dog.
Well,
Realize
he
who
has
you
to
got next.
support Willie Green on that as well.
Yeah. Always trying to force it. Yeah, forcing it on Bi, right? But man, it's just Bi got to know who he got. I mean, you got Jordan Hawkins on the court with you, man. Come on, man. Be a baller, be a hooper. Understand what's going on in the moment. You dig what I'm saying, man? Jordan's ready. Jordan is ready. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he can't overstep, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's Bi and Zion. You dig what I'm saying? He just got in the league. But Jordan, as soon as Jordan, I need you to do this. Oh, yeah, come on, I'm ready. Give me the ball. Yeah, I used to watch all the Ray Allen tapes. Yeah, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, that boy different, man. Like, he ready, man. I'm happy when we get Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins. I don't even know what that's going to look like, to be honest, but I know it's going to be something nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
that's going to be some beautiful basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But until Willie make a dumb decision, you know, and offset that's what I'm saying, man. It's just too much talent here. I mean, I was pissed, man. That's why I love coming on the show, man. It helps me out so much. I'm a diehard Pelican fan. Way from DC. Diehard Pelican fan. Why? Because I used to love Chris Paul back in the day. You dig what I'm saying? So I've been with the Pelicans forever. The Hornets, the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Since Emeka Okafor and all, you know, Mo Peterson and Starkovich and all them. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, it pisses me off, man, when stuff like this happens, man. And I wasn't never a fan of it's funny because Willie Green come under
Steve Kerr and Monty Williams.
Yeah, Steve Kerr and Monty. But mainly I attach him to Monty. And
I do too.
I didn't like Monty. I don't know why a lot of people act like they like Monty. I don't know, but I thought we was all on the same page with Monty when we wanted him out the door here.
Nah, I like Monty.
I don't get it. I thought y'all seen the same thing I was seeing. I mean, the dude almost similar to Willie a little bit sometimes.
No, they're not similar.
No, they don't.
No.
Monty did not utilize when he had what's his name?
DeAndre.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
He did not utilize DeAndre Ayton well. He used him very horrible. Look at what Willie Green has been doing with Jonas. They both have been struggling, and DeAndre Ayton was the number one pick. Not only that, I don't know if you all were familiar with DeAndre Ayton's game. The dude was cold.
Yeah.
But when you go so long not being utilized properly, look how it affects your game. Look how it affects your career. So I'm definitely with him on that because Willie has a hard time utilizing the players on this roster the correct way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's
like
the same
said,
thing with Monty.
Fall too far from the tree.
Yeah,
you
basically.
stuff, man. Like, man.
and it's affected DeAndre Ayton. And I don't know if you all were familiar with this game, but that dude, like,
Nice.
he had a nice game, and he's a fragment of that. He's a fragment. What you're seeing now, that's not who he should have been. And he didn't have to be like that. And if you watch their games, because I watch a lot of basketball, even like
Trailblazers.
other teams
The
to study.
Trailblazers.
Huh?
The Trailblazers. 'Cause he a Trailblazer. He playing.
Yeah, he's with the Trailblazers. But
Yeah.
I'm saying with the Suns, like they just every time I saw them play, I'm like, golly, they are really misusing this guy. It's not even funny. They just
I think you love big man now. Because
no,
DeAndre
I'm
DeAndre
looking at
got
how they're used.
he got exposed, man. I forgot. He got used and
I feel like
abused.
he wasn't. I just don't think he was tapped all the way in. Like you said, from him being misused, he was always trying to get out of there. I mean, exposed about who though, and why what?
Well, I think he was trying to get his money first because they didn't
Right,
feel like
yeah.
he was worth the money. That was the biggest thing, him getting the money. But yeah, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not there.
And he did a hell of
Yeah,
a
he's
job
not
in the
there.
finals. When he went to the finals, they lost, but he still did a hell of a job. In the finals.
Hey man, he might, but it don't really like. So he got to the championship. Monty Williams got to the championship. He got. They lost.
Let me stop right there, Jay Black. Let me stop right there too. And now here's another one I always use. That was Chris Paul's team, and wherever Chris Paul go, they're gonna win, baby. Now go ahead.
Okay, they went to the championship. Willie Green, not with this. I don't think Willie Green will get this team to the championship. I got more faith in Monty Williams getting this team to the championship than I have Willie. Willie is not making a lot of decisions, but like with the same team, you think Monty Williams would have got one playoff appearance out of 4 years? I think four years now.
No, he wouldn't
I
have done
think
no.
this is his third year. This is
no.
Willie's third year, right? Oh shoot.
I'm not sure. Oh, I had 3 years.
Yeah, he's only been here for 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, then out of 3 years.
He would have done no different. I mean, you look at the teams that Monty had, and when he's done with, I mean, he's done nothing really. I mean, other than when he had Chris Paul, Booker,
he got to the championship
with Chris Paul and Booker and DeAndre Ayton. You had Chris Paul there, you got Booker there, and you had great role players. I mean, they was almost destined. Shit, anybody. So you got Chris Paul, Booker, Chris Paul. You know, he's a winner.
Okay,
Book, that's baby Kobe, and then you got Ayton.
Okay, who?
What Miles? What's his name? Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, man, you had Jay
Cam
Hopper,
Johnson.
Cam Johnson,
and Cam, the other Cam, the point guard. He's at the Bucks now, but
yeah,
Cam Payne.
Yeah. And look,
so,
you see, that was one and out, and that was one and out.
That's one and out, but they still got there. We never got there. So it's like I'm just making a comparison to comparison. How many years Willie Monty was in?
Well, I guess we can't compare because he ain't had as many years.
Oh, I'm just let's compare 3 years.
But
Jay, still, he ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna get us to the finals. So
Jay, let me ask you this, bro, because Monty had his start here. Monty Williams had his start here in New Orleans. He had to figure out, what he needed to do. He had to establish himself, and then he
got fired early.
Right. Well, he wasn't supposed to be fired. It was a personal beef between him and Dale Demps at the time. He was here before he got here. Demps and him didn't get along. He didn't respect Demps. Demps didn't respect him. Tom Benson told Monty that year that if he got the team to the playoffs, that his job was safe. Then he did get his team into the playoffs. He got him to the playoffs, and they played their ass off. By the way, they beat San Antonio. Was the last game I remember they went, to get into the playoff door, and I think they had the first round matchup against what was it?
Golden State, and we lost that third game when we was up by 20 when Steph went off. That's when I thought Steph became the legend Steph was.
That started them beating the Pelicans started all of that. Like they from that point on, that's when all that stuff happened, like you said. But that's how it happened. He wasn't supposed to be fired that game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dale Demps literally after that, they went out in the playoffs. He fired him and brought in the drunken one, Elvin Gentry. So that's Gentry, the Gentry administration after that. So yeah, it's insane. But yeah, but the reason why I'm saying that is because
dumpster fire.
The fire. It's funny, man, because Monty had an opportunity to kind of make his bones here in New Orleans, to make his lumps and bruises before he was able to go to Phoenix and kind of refine his game. I know him and Ayton didn't get along. And, you had Chris Paul. I know Chris Paul was there for a while, and I know there was some injury concerns and issues that was with Chris Paul there at some point. But is it a fair comparison to even much say that about Willie? Because Willie's in his third year. He's learning just like everybody else. He's got to make all the adjustments too. So is it possible that in the near future that eventually he figures his personnel, he gets his personnel together, gets a scheme together, and they are able to take this team to the next level? Is that possible?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that he needs a coach to coach him a different style.
Yeah, he's an assistant, man.
He's like an assistant coach. And James Borrego should be a coach. I don't even know if he might not be but he's a better coach
he is.
and we seen that in one game.
Yep.
That was against Dallas. That was, and they was 8-2 at the time. We beat them, and then they didn't lose after that. I don't believe. I don't know.
And then
I don't really watch other teams.
And I think Borrego was fired more so due to
they lost tonight too.
Due to the LaMelo Ball relationship, I think, or the players' relation, whoever I think he had some players had some problems with him.
Yeah, LaMelo was one.
Right, but he did great with them, man. He had him competing and winning and stuff. It's not a lot of talent over there. I mean, it's some good talent, but I mean, it ain't like elite.
No.
Yeah, and he did pretty good with him. Everything.
I think if Willie Green wants to succeed, I think he has to have a
meeting with Borrego.
Yeah, him and Borrego has to be I heard that he usually let his assistants usually coach the offense, and he primarily work on the defense. That's what I thought I heard last year. It seemed like this year he's not allowing James Borrego just to put his imprint enough.
Because he probably sees him as a threat.
Hell yeah.
As far as possibly taking his job. I mean, for real.
Yeah,
I mean, just look how he got sick and how James Borrego stepped in.
Yep.
And it's like the team was a
I bet he wasn't clapping at home.
Let me say this. Did you all hear what Antonio Daniels said during the game?
Talking about what the coach said, what the other coach said?
Yeah, about Jay Kidd on what he said about Borrego. When he heard that Borrego, this was before the game started. When he heard that Borrego was going to be coaching the team, he was like, oh, shoot, we in trouble. That's what Jay Kidd said. That's what he said.
Lex, I'm going to ask you again, and I want you to tell me the truth on this. What did Jay Kidd say about Willie Green?
Not a daggone thing. I don't feel like Willie has the respect of, a lot of coaches. I'm gonna just be honest. I've never heard high praise. That's high praise that Jay Kidd gave to Borrego. He knew that his team, the Dallas Mavericks, with Luka Doncic at the helm, with Kyrie Irving at the helm, that they were in trouble. Now, why would somebody say that?
Yeah.
And you got those two cats, and you're playing well. You're a top seed in the West. Why would you say something like that? That's high praise. That's like he made J Kidd concerned. He was like, oh shoot. Okay, guys, look, just go out there, do the best you can, and
He turned it. Said J Kidd turned to Willie Green.
you know, I mean, it's like you gotta pay attention to these things. Have you at any point in time, and Jay Black, you would know because I know you go over these games many a times. Looking at them again, has anyone had any type of praise like this for Willie Green at any time
They just love
in
him as a
all
brother.
3 years?
Not about his acumen, about his intelligence.
Right.
They give him high praise on his demeanor,
Yeah.
but not on his intelligence or his attention to detail.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
you don't think that stuff matters like that? That's a
that's
big
bad.
deal.
It matters, Lex. But what I'm saying is Willie is in his 3rd year, so he's picking it up. He's trying to learn how to be a head coach. And and you guys are in unison in believing that Willie Green can't be any better than what he is. Is this what I'm hearing? Correct me if I'm wrong.
The thing is, one thing I want to say, Willie is very stubborn. He's very bullheaded, and he sticks with something even if it does not work. He sticks with it. That's the problem that I have. In the playoffs, when you get far into the playoffs, if you get that far, you have to be able to break the rules. You have to know when to break the rules. It's just like art. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about that, anything with art is that you have to know when to break the rules. If you in engineering or math or something, that's solidified. But something like basketball, you have to know when to break the rules. And he doesn't know when to do that. Actually, he won't do it at all because he's stuck. Sometimes he just gets in his own way. And I think really Zion in his presser against the Nuggets after the game, he talked about that. Like sometimes the team they're in the way of themselves. He talked about that.
Yeah,
And
but he was talking about believing his teammates though. He was in that aspect because James Borrego wanted them. He from that game before he got them to start believing in their teammates because they got to pass and trust their teammates. So they start passing more. But since Willie came back, they still passing. But it doesn't look the same.
Yeah, it
It's
didn't
not
look
the same. It don't have the same effect. They're not the same intense. They're not the same.
The originator of the offense. There's a
Not
difference.
just offense. Look at the defense.
Yeah, because it's a ripple effect.
Defense.
It affects, it's all hand in hand. Like all that stuff, it affects each other. They can't get into their defense appropriately if they're not doing what they need to do on the offensive end. It's basically that saying sometimes your best defense is your offense.
But James Borrego was. I'm giving him high praise off of one game. I could say that. Yeah, it's one game.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of.
You want him to be the coach. I'm just saying things that Willie is struggling with.
I think it's I mean, listen, I get it because we've seen a lot from Willie Green to the point where his pressers are all the same. He rarely loses himself or get over emotion.
Smiling during losses. That's something I don't like.
Well, I mean, I mean, he's from what I've learned and studied about Willie, he's a guy, a man of faith. He's very reserved. That's his and he's been like that for a very long time. And you're absolutely right, Jay Black. When Lex asks you about if anybody talking about his intelligence in terms of his schemes and what he does from a coaching perspective. And me personally, as a head coach, I don't think Willie has, earned it right for somebody to be speaking to him like they would do a James Borrego, who's created something that's very unique. So he's bringing James Borrego here to run Borrego's offense. So I think it fits that Borrego, number one, it's a breath of fresh air as opposed to hearing Willie over and over again. Number two, it's Borrego's own offense that he's running, that he's using, where it's a lot of movement, and Willie's bringing him in to do that. So, I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't say Willie's threatened by that, but at the end of the day, I still think there's some room for Willie Green to grow as
Oh
a
no,
coach 3
it's,
years.
de-
It's just
it's definitely some room for him to grow.
now,
It's
and
got-
talking championships right now.
Well, he
I,
on
I,
the free, on the
I don't
coaching free agent.
not championship though.
no, right. We ain't talking championships right now, but ultimately, the team has to be able to kind of gel and grow. We got people that's banged up. They are playing better than what they were. Listen, 3 games ago, prior to these last 3 games that we've seen the Pelicans play, that just wasn't cutting it. But these last games when they really doing these last 3 games, they've really been putting on some effort here to play, and they should have beat Minnesota tonight to be 3. So, like I said, I can respect the energy and the flow, and it happened when Borrego came in when Willie was out being sick, however the case may be. But I still think, and I'm not being I think it's beyond the love doctrine. I just think Willie Green is a dude that's learning just like everybody else to try to get this stuff together. But I tell you one damn thing, once they get all these guys back, you got a 10 deep team with guys that know each other, that love being on the court together and playing together. They fit together, and it's just going to be phenomenal watching it. So I'm not talking championships right now. I think ultimately he has to grow into that. But go ahead. What you, Lex, you wanted to say, or J Black, which one of y'all wanted to jump in there?
So when we played Dallas, I keep going back to it, is because we played against Luka and Kyrie, and I was saying that a game before that, I was like, or a week before that, is that we had problems against dynamic guards, and obviously he solved the problem instantly. He solved the problem instantly. Well, soon as we played them, even though Herb came back, if Herb was playing with Willie Green as the coach, they would have had Herb playing Luka Doncic, and they would have started Jayhawk. They would have started Jayhawk. So they'd have had a defensive player, and they'd have had an offensive player playing Kyrie, so we could keep up with them on points. Instead of having 2 defensive guys, slow them down, and then you bring in your shooting team in and just shoot them off the court. And that's what we did. As soon as the second unit came in, they playing against backups, and they used to playing against starters. Oh no, they gonna smoke them. They gonna smoke them. They gonna smoke them easily. But he didn't make that adjustment. Like, he ain't make those adjustments. He ain't make the Valanciunas playing Derek Jones. He ain't do that. James Borrego did that, and he still didn't do he ain't changed nothing other than that.
You mean Lively, J Black?
No.
Herb was on Jay Lively.
Herb was on Lively.
Yeah. That he took Herb off of Doncic and Kyrie and put him on Lively.
So when they do a screen and roll, now you doing your screen and roll usually with your center. So what they did is now you got Herb coming as a trapper, or he comes and get back to his man, because Lively is not no post threat. He don't score floaters or nothing. He's just a rim runner for alley-oops. And they don't prioritize him. They prioritize Luka and Kyrie, and they try to get screens all day. So he eliminated their screen and roll. They pick and roll. And y'all ain't heard nothing about their pick and roll. Kyrie had 17 points and Luka had 16 points. When you ever hear that? Luka always averaging 30.
Yeah.
That's true. Good point, J Black.
Come on, man. It just boggles my mind that one game is really important, because they was 8-2.
And see that was some really good adjustments right there. Really good adjustments. Simple adjustments. I mean, and it contributed to winning plays and ultimately winning the game. And that's all we want, man. I mean, that's what this thing is about.
Y'all still alive? Oh, wait.
Yeah, DJ, you here?
DJ, you back?
Welcome back.
I'm back. I didn't know y'all was still alive though.
Good thing,
so
good thing you had your mic turned off there, brother.
Fact. What I missed?
Oh Lord Jesus!
Everything, bro. We was talking, DJ. We was talking about the 12th player on the team, man, and
Yeah.
Missed your insight on that, brother. How you think Zeller did tonight, bro?
No,
What?
I
Stop
mean, to be
it.
honest with you, I don't even know why we got him. To be honest with you, I mean, you got Larry Nance 30, 31, 32, something like that in that little range. You got Jonas, he 30 something years old. You
Cut
got
it
CJ
out,
30.
Cody's a nice
I
back.
mean,
he ain't play bad.
Yeah, he don't never play bad. He come from Miami Heat, baby. He know what he's doing, man.
I just think we need a better backup or another center besides Cody Zeller.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh, DJ, you the one that be advocating for these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure
Who
do.
who we should go and get?
Oh, Jay Black, don't do that. You always ask that question. Like, you don't say, come on.
Bobo.
Every time we trying to, did you say Bobo?
You want Liam Robbins?
Go get Bobo.
Oh, Bobo.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Who's the dude that was in Summer League?
That's Liam. Oh,
That
you
big
talking
man.
about
Jemison?
Trey Jemison.
Yeah.
He work. Yeah, he do be working.
Yeah.
Get him.
I got a feeling he gonna get fouled all the games though.
Can he shoot free throws?
No,
Oh no.
I don't remember that.
I didn't remember his free throw, but I know
boy,
he be hustling.
That
getting
man
rebounds.
strictly he's a football player playing basketball. He cannot shoot free throws.
I don't say that. That's what they be saying about Zion, man.
What about what if we can trade for DeAndre Jordan or something like that?
DeAndre Jordan.
No, he's a key piece for the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah,
don't say
he played for Dallas Mavericks. He played in the Nuggets. He played for the Nuggets. He back up Joker.
Oh well.
Oh, you said Jordan. I thought
DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah. No,
Robert Williams because he's hurt.
Yeah, we don't need no DeAndre Jordan. I was just joking, but we don't need none of them guys. we don't need none of them guys. What are some of the things we should do to win the next game against who we playing?
Sacramento. Got 2 games straight with that Jay Black.
Green today of rest.
I'll tell you what we can do. Do like we did Anthony Edwards, get them fouled out.
I mean, they still won.
Still won. Yeah. I want to win. I don't be on the defensive side.
We ain't trying to foul people out. We trying to win the game.
Who we should get fouled out? Fox or
That's a typical Jay Black question, right?
Who should foul out?
Stop it, Jay Black, man.
All right.
We need to win the game. I don't care who gets fouled out. Look, I would love for all their players to be. I want to be a full, a team to be at full strength when the Pels beat them, because that's only going to make us better. I don't. But if somebody does get fouled out, I'm not against it.
Well, look, I'm not really worried about that because imagine having. Hear me out. Imagine having CJ when he come back, J-Hawk, B.I., Trey Murphy, and Zion.
That's 4. So who's the center?
Maybe number 50. I don't know his name yet, but he looked like he was stretched up too.
James Earl.
Yeah,
James Robinson Earl.
Imagine having
Robinson Earl.
Yeah. So not nothing. You can't double nobody. So and CJ he like to cook. So it's either you gonna play man. You can't double nobody if you got all them players on the court. And then Zion he driving and dishing out. So it's like it's either you gonna take the 2, or are you gonna give up the 3? Which one?
I think we could do that without BR. Because we could do that against the second unit. I don't want to do that against no starting unit. A starting unit, nah, because they have too many advantages they could get on us defensively. So then who is the center? Who we playing defensively? Who is the rebounder? Like, are they going to do team rebounding? Are we going to run zones? There's a lot of things that comes with that. But offensively, we'll look amazing. But I just think Trey, you got Matt Ryan, you got Jordan Hawkins, you got CJ, Najee hitting threes. He hit a lot of threes at a high clip.
Yeah, his shooting is really better.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So I just think with the backup unit, yeah, we could do that against most teams, but not against a starting unit. Not with like any start. Not we could probably do it against Sacramento, but we don't got all those players back. So that's all. Like we'll be talking about hopes and stuff, and we don't got them guys back right now.
We play the Kings on Monday, right?
The 20th. Yeah, Monday.
Monday. And that's going to be the second of a back-to-back for them. But definitely, like, we need to get this win against them.
Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday. Yeah. We first of all, we got to bring the energy. That energy is our driving force to really execute that defensive running game plan. We got the backcourt. We got to be disciplined on that end. I think the way that Jonas has been playing, he's really been getting more acclimated in the game, like being utilized more. If we can challenge him just like we did again, challenging him with Jokic, with Sabonis, I think that would really help because, I mean, he did work Jokic, even though Jokic did have a triple-double. JV did do a better job of making him work on both ends. I mean, he had 22 points, in that game, so Jokic did have to guard him. But I think he has to do that same thing against Sabonis. And if he can kind of cancel, just cancel out Sabonis's production, Zion, nobody's going to be able to guard him. I think, definitely Zion wins that matchup. I don't think they have the strongest front court like other teams. But really their driving force is their backcourt. And really just, we got to outplay these guys. And then when the bench, they have a really solid bench. Guys come in, energy guys, especially with Malik Monk. I think he's probably like the driving force of that second unit. But, when that second unit comes in, we have to make sure that, Malik Monk is not just having his way out there, but definitely just, sticking to the identity of this team and playing with a lot of energy, at least matching or playing with more, because that's the only way we're gonna beat this team. De'Aaron Fox, he's gonna be a tough cover, but if we can force the rest of the team to make plays, to make shots, and just kind of make it difficult for De'Aaron Fox, I think that's definitely how we'll beat them.
Yeah, that's the whole the mix to it right there. The rub is Fox, man, and you mentioned Monk. Those guys play well. Harrison Barnes is another guy that you have to look out for. The dude is just, he has some type of weird skill set that kills the Pelicans, man. He plays some of his best basketball against the Pelicans. It never fails. And of course, Sabonis is also a beast, and this team is pretty formidable. So once again, we got a couple of games to deal with them next week that we, before we stop our 6-game home stand that we had here, which is a very unique stand we had. But eventually we have to close out with, I would like to get both of these games, to be honest with you, man. I want to hit the road on that winning streak, man. We just got to keep pressing. So anyway, we're gonna I'm gonna give I guess DJ or Jay Black an opportunity to kind of give their final thoughts before we get ready to close the stream down. I'd like to give a shout out to all of the family members that joined us tonight for the Pelican postgame report. Pels fall short to Timberwolves 121-120 for them to get it off their chest. Melanin God, you're wrong for that, for saying Willie could grow into a fungus. You're wrong for that, brother. Not a good thing to say about the man that created the doctrine of love, bro. It's only been 3 years in with Willie. And that, see that's Lex not a supporter of
we need to go to a whole nother gear, a whole nother level. I'm just saying.
Of tough love. Okay. I got you.
Take it higher.
Take it higher.
Higher.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, man, that's the thing we talking about, Willie. And listen, I like Willie Green. I think the team is where it's supposed to be, honestly, fam. And I think we see that we'll get Jose Alvarado back really soon. He'll be back. We know the timeline for Trey Murphy. And people looking at the bench five once CJ McCollum comes back, but family, this team is going to be something extraordinary. How they're playing, the young players, the first round draft pick guards, are doing a phenomenal job. Dyson Daniels in tonight's matchup with these floaters, he's doing that, getting to the basket, playing defense, even, feeling confident shooting that 3-pointer. Jordan Hawkins is just ridiculous. So I'm really proud of our first round draft pick guys, Hawkins and Dyson Daniels, playing together, the effort those guys are giving with some of these guys. So when CJ comes back, the regular five we talk about is assembled, and then you have Jose, Dyson, Hawkins, Trey, and Nance. That's a potential 5 off the bench right there. Jose, Dyson, Hawk, Trey, Larry. Wow. Crazy. But in the end, man, in time, man, we'll see. We just need to keep Zion healthy, BI doing his thing and growing together. And listen, these games are going to look totally different in a little bit. But first, Jose Alvarado, we'll get him back real soon. I'm looking forward to seeing Jose back out with his defense and his intensity and all that kind of gravy stuff. So, Jay Black, if you don't mind, my friend.
Real quick, Big Q, I wanted to say something.
Go ahead, Lex.
Just some good news, but we are on top of the group play. I think we Group B, but we on top because Houston lost. So yeah, that's pretty beast mode there. And I know we're tied with Denver, but again, when I told y'all about that, the differentiation, that matters. Yeah, the point spread. We're plus 23 because we blew out Dallas. So yeah, we're doing well right now. Hope we can stay there. And on next Friday, that's the next in-season tournament. Play the Clippers. So I'm pretty confident about that game because the Clips gonna clip. All right, you can go on.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Quickly, let me pass that around to you guys. What are you guys thinking about the in-season tournament thus far? What do you guys quick thoughts on that?
I love it. I love it. They playing with a lot more intensity. I like the color. It's different to see something different on the court. Actually, I was looking forward to seeing it tonight. I was like, what is this in-season game? Like, why is the court regular?
Only on Tuesdays and Fridays, Jay Black.
Okay, I didn't know. I don't know the format. I wasn't able to look it up. But I like it. I really do, because it seems like more teams are locked in and they're playing harder. That's all I want is I see a lot more effort around the league, not just with just with us. It's just around the league, period.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I like the competitiveness. Not only that, like, um, like for a lot of teams that don't go to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Like they've never had that tournament, type atmosphere. This kind of opens up the door for those teams to be like, hey, you have a chance to get, to win something. And that's always nice because a lot of teams consistently every year they don't get into the playoffs because you do have consistently a lot of the better teams that get there every single year. But it's nice for the whole league, no matter what type of record that you have, that you can still participate in some way, some form of fashion in a tournament play. So, and plus, I mean, it's nice for just to be able to win something. Because I mean, this might be the best chance for teams that don't usually get in the playoffs for them to try and win something. So, it kind of leaves that door open or opens that door for those teams as well as, teams that usually get in the playoffs. But it would be nice to win this thing. It really would be nice. It won't be easy though.
Yeah, that's a great point, Lex, about teams that don't have a chance in hell of getting the NBA crown, winning the NBA Cup. So that's a good point. Jessica says, I like the in-season tournament too, but I think they need to change the reward for something that will help in the end, like playoff time. Yeah, and I think they kind of beta testing it here, but yeah, we had this conversation before. Me and DC was talking about. It's like, yeah, they're gonna definitely have to change things up and up the ante once it's when they end up changing it next year and they get their thoughts about everything else. And it definitely is a breath of fresh air. The court changing, the jersey changes. It's refreshing at this point. But yeah, when you win that NBA Cup, it's got us, and I know they give extra money for it, but that cup should come, and I'm pretty sure they'll change it eventually where it'll mean a lot more. Like if perhaps some kind of way it can come with some type of postseason berth or depending with certain I guess with certain restrictions to it. Like you win the cup and I mean we'll work it out and they'll probably kind of maul it about and throw it around and see what sticks. But some kind of way they gotta attach the NBA Cup winner with a potential playoff berth, granted that they win a certain amount of games or whatnot. Like if they get tied to something like that, that makes it even more special to have it, for that in-season tournament to kind of mean something deeper, to tie it to the real tournament in some kind of way. And I think that'll be the key to it, in my perspective. That'll make it have a little bit more depth. But go ahead, Lex. Your thoughts on before we leave.
Yeah. I think another thing is that this is the very first one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to go down in history and in the books, winning the very first in-season tournament, I think that has a lot of encouragement for teams as well. So, but yeah, I was reading another thing that Jessica said. Like Zion said, it would be nice to win this because the Pels have not won anything. You know what I'm saying? So to win something, I'm not saying that it's equivalent to the finals. I understand that, but it's hopeful, it's encouraging, it's motivating, it's momentum. You know what I'm saying? Those things like really help, especially by it being so competitive. That's like, hey man, we can do this. Let's do more. Let's really strive to get in the playoffs, make some noise, get to the Western Conference Finals. I think that's a huge boost in confidence, and that's something that you don't want to take for granted. So it'd be good stuff.
Indeed. Yeah, that's a great point, man. And it would be very cool if the Pelicans did win the inaugural NBA Cup, win that, and that'd be something they can kind of display at the Smoothie King Center or down at on Airline, man. And they did something that would be absolutely pretty awesome, to be honest with you, man. I know it don't mean nothing in the long scheme of things, but like you said, it could be a boost for morale and other things moving forward. Jay Black, last thoughts, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie that in with the I'm gonna tie my last comments with that. If we win it, I think it'll build our confidence against the top echelon teams in our division, saying that we can beat them. We're one of the top elite as well, and then that give us confidence to actually make the playoff easier, like to get over this hump that we have. Like this tournament is showing us that the faults that we have, I believe, in coaching, where Willie needs to step up. Not I'm not saying even if they don't, he needs to grow his game to get up with the top coaches. What the coaches are doing, he has one with them. So we need to move more in detail. Small things is all things. Any small detail that he needs to fix, the adjustments, the imbalance in the ball, to run different units. I think it'd be perfect. I think it'd be perfect for that. And if he do that with this game, we'll be looking good as a good win.
All right. DJ, are you still there, bro? Coming to you.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're real low, bro.
All right, hold on.
Phone is disconnected.
You can hear me?
Yeah, a lot better.
All right, bad. Well, like I said, we played in Sacramento Monday. Keep the ball movement, hit your free throws. Play within yourselves. That's the key, Victor. Play within yourselves. Get some good rest. Just came off a half of a half of a 6-game game within this week. The 2 games that I went to, they both won. So shout out to me. I don't know. This, like I said, we can't really say nothing because everybody is still either injured or coming back off an injury. So talk to me, not talk to me literally, but y'all talk to me when everybody healthy, and we'll see how this team is gonna go. But with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. We are the Pelicans Nation. Wait, let me rephrase that. We are the Pelicans Nation. We are a Pelican family. So please hit the like button, share the show. Make sure your brothers and sisters and aunties and grandmas subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We need to get some subscribers in here. But with that being said, if anybody say something to your Pelicans, you tell them in a Jayhawk voice to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
In the Jayhawk voice.
Before we get off, shout out to my man DC, bro. Shout out to my man DC.
All right. Much love to the fam, man. I appreciate y'all for joining in on this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. Leave it to DJ to close the show in style, man. So I'm gonna holler at you.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please